So our textbook is Something You Forgot Along the Way, Stories of Wisdom and Learning by Kentetsu Takamori Sensei. And today's story is number 7, page 20. Ah, now their water is gone. How the general saw through the enemy's ploy. One arrow can be broken, but not three bound together. Japanese warlord Mori Motonari, 1497 to 1571, a master of wiles and trickery, is famous for this legendary advice to his 3 sons. After fighting in his first battle at age 21, he went on to fight another 225 battles, great and small, over the course of his adult life. This works out to an astonishing 4 battles per year. What was the result of all this fighting? Originally a lowly castellan with a meager income, Motonari ended up ruling the entire western portion of Japan's main island of Honshu. Once, when Motonari went on the attack, he simply surrounded the castle, sat back, and waited for the water supply to run out. The castle lord, a man named Aoya Yubai, was himself a brilliant strategist. One day he brought out his horse and began to wash it with rice in plain view of Motonari's army. From a distance it looked as if he were washing it with water. Some of Motonari's key retainers advised a change of tactics, but the general brushed their words aside. After a few days, Motonari sent an envoy into the castle grounds, and Yubai received him cordially. "I am extremely fond of horses," he said. "Let me show you some of my finest." He had 5 or 6 horses brought out, along with buckets filled to the brim with water that he proceeded to use to cool the animals off and rinse out their mouths. When the surprised envoy came back and reported this unexpected development, Motonari responded, "Ah, now their water is gone." He tightened the siege and Yubai surrendered shortly. Motonari had the insight to see through the enemy's wily ploy. He was certainly a man of keen natural gifts, but he polished his ability with unstinting efforts. Late in life, looking back over his career, he made this telling comment: "I never relaxed, not even when asleep. Behind the path where many go, blossom-covered hills." Okay, so this was today's story. And yeah, I don't know what this is, like 13th century or something like that, 14th century. So yeah, those days, yeah, there was no technology, obviously, so not many books. So there were a lot of battles, and then that becomes the only ingredient to learn from. So, even today, yeah, Robert Greene, the American author, also talks about this kind of history. These historical stories teach us a lot about human nature and how today we modern people can learn from those historical information and benefit from the wisdom wherever we can find that wisdom. So in this story, yeah, this Japanese warlord, Mori Motonari, so he always gave this advice to his 3 sons that one arrow can be broken, but not 3 bound together. It's very true. Yeah, if you can experiment it. If you go to your garden and if you have bamboo stems or anything, one of them can easily be broken. If you place 3 of them bound together and then you try to bend it, it's going to be very difficult. So he knew from early on the power of solidarity and unity over division. So when people are all divided and everybody comes up with their own opinions and just they want to go in random directions, so there's no strength in that. But solidarity is very powerful. So this shows his wisdom. And wisdom is one of the rare and greatest asset anyone can have. You know, it's better to be poor and have wisdom than to be wealthy and always make mistakes and have no wisdom. So, wisdom means the faculty of seeing ahead. If I do this, what are the consequences? What's going to happen? If I say this to this person, how is it going to affect that person? You know, to have this kind of wisdom, that is a very rare blessing. Well, today we ran out of time. So, behind the path where many go, blossom covered hills. So, most people think if they just save a lot of money, they can become happy. Actually, that's more fiction than fact. So, wisdom is what brings us happiness, not having material things that come and go, and also they're of no use when we become sick or when we are old or when we have to face our mortality. So in Buddhism, we cherish wisdom. And by listening to the Dharma, we are able to acquire this wisdom. So good job, everyone, for being here, dedicating 30 minutes of your time to this practice for our mental health and spiritual support. And today's Thursday, so have a beautiful Thursday. Bye bye.